Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to build this yourself in Adopt Me. So there's 2 grinding stations in this house, so that means 4 pets can be grinding at the same time. So you can use this with your friends or with your alt accounts, whichever suits you. And let's get started. Okay, so start off by selling all the furniture in your house and then sectioning the bathroom and the bedroom. Make sure to leave the food bowl and the water bowl because we will be using those later. And if you've already sold it, it's fine, you can just buy it, but it would just be a bit more expensive. Okay, so start off by buying an arch, so the curved archway, and we're just going to move it either side. So one arch will be on the left and the other arch will be on the right. Okay, so now we're going to buy some chopping boards, which are going to be our shelves. And then select them all and then clone them to put them on the other side. Okay, so now you're going to want to bring your shelf up and then clone it and then put it directly underneath. And then you're just going to want to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to want to buy whatever pet bed you'd like. So I chose the fancy pet bed, which is $200. So you can choose a less expensive one if you'd like. And I'm just going to put this on the top shelf and I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to change the color of all the objects so it's less ugly. And just ignore the bathtubs on the right. I'm going to change them later anyway. Okay, so we're going to change the wallpaper to white so it looks more aesthetic. And we're going to change the color of the shelves from brown to white. Okay, so now we're going to buy the bathtub for grinding. So we're going to need 4 of the same bathtub. So just clone it and put so they're inside the archway, the same either side. Okay, so now you have to buy a checkered line rug, which you're going to rotate to make it into this diamond shape. And basically change the colour so it just gives texture to the back of the archway. So I changed the colours of the padded background. So ignore the other stuff in the background. This is just, I've recorded at a different time. So I changed it to this colour, the padded checker thing, and I changed the bed to this colour. And everything else is completely white. So I've got these cribs and I just changed them to completely white, and I'm just going to put them on the middle shelf, well, the second shelf. Put them next to each other with a tiny gap in between. So after changing the colours, it should look like that. And now we're going to use the brick and the food and bowl that we were talked about earlier. And basically just bring the brick down and then add the food and water bowl. And just basically bring it down. So I have mine already there. And then just put them next to each other and just adjust it until it looks like how my final one looks. and move the brick like so. And then when you cone it, it should be free if you use the food and water bowl from before. Otherwise, it will be however much the food and water bowl normally are. Okay, so if you didn't get the brick like I didn't, you can just clone it by like selecting it from a different angle. And basically just do the same the other side. And that's how it's going to look like, final. And then I got some influencer string of lights, which we're just going to put up. And you should use 2, but I'm just using 1 for this demonstration. And this is the color I chose. And I've got one either side. Okay, so this is what yours should look like now. And I'm sorry if there was any confusion from the editing. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the dark and without all the other stuff. And let's continue. Okay, so now we're going to use a baby shop counter. Okay, so now you're going to get some trees. Ignore the cylinder for now. And these are the trees that we're going to use. So we're just going to buy 3 trees and put them however you'd like. I didn't really like the look of the cylinder. I was going to use it, but I just think it looked a bit ugly, so I just cut it out. So these are the colours I used for my trees. And I did that for all my trees, so just clone them. And just put them in different areas. So I'm going to save the colour of the checkered rug and I'm going to put it to the baby counter. So it's going to be like a similar colour or the same colour. And now I'm just going to delete the cylinder because it just doesn't work with the build, sadly. Okay, so I'm going to put one of the trees in between the grinding areas as like a sort of separation type thing. So we're just going to move one in between. Okay, so hopefully yours looks like this. Okay, so now we're going to buy some Tuscan columns and we're just going to put them either side of the grinding areas. And just colour them like completely white. Okay, so now we're going to use a disc, and this is going to be the rug. So we're just going to bring the disc down. And the way this rug works is basically layering. So clone it, make it a tiny bit smaller, bring it up, and colour it a darker colour. So we're going to use the colour of the fancy bed. And then clone it again, but make it a bit smaller, and then bring it up. And then colour this the original colour, and then you've got this like tiny ring effect. And I'm actually obsessed with the rug, I can't lie. Okay, so it should look like this at the moment. So now we're going to use the New Year starlight curtains as like a sort of backdrop for the trees. And then we're going to duplicate it and put it on the other side. And just use the same colouring. And hopefully your build looks like this at the moment. So I think a main factor of this build is the lighting. So if you get the lighting right, I feel like the rest of the build should look good. Okay, so now we're going to get the evil window. So the wider one instead of the longer one. So we're going to get two side by side. So put them slightly apart. And we're going to change them to these colours. Okay, so now we're going to use the botanical table and change it to these colours. And I'm just going to use 3 flowers because I think they really help with the build to like add detail. Okay, so I just did a bit of grinding and I realised this is off centre, so I'm just going to quickly centre it. So I bought the 3rd botanical table and now you've got a complete pattern in between the 2 windows. Okay, so what's the point of this whole grinding house without a working toilet? Okay, so now we're gonna buy a really cheap toilet and put it in between the trees so you can't see it. And now you can do that task. Comment below what you guys think of this house. And do you guys have any questions? Please do comment down below. And we're gonna use this rug for the front wall, so the wall with the door. And we're gonna change it to like just pink color. I was going to put it on the back wall or the side wall, and then I just thought against it, so now we're going to put it on the front wall. Okay, so I'm just going to keep adding rugs until the whole wall's covered in pink. And sadly I accidentally exited the house, so we're going to continue. Okay, so we're going to add a secret light underneath the rug, because why not? And this will help with the lighting of the build. And we're just going to put it underneath the rug so you can't see it, because it's not the prettiest light. And yeah, this is our house. Comment down below what you guys think, and if you have any questions, please do comment them. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!